from your very beginning to now, how has the evolution of television changed for you as an actress?
Oh my god, that's a really big first question. Um, um, wow, I mean, I can say this. I don't know that I can answer that exactly, but I can say that I feel like television holds such a special place in my heart because it is such a unique relationship with audience, and I am like literally pinch myself all the time for having such a long running relationship with an audience. It is crazy and rare, and I know that to be able to look back and go, oh my gosh, I've been on television for 27 years. Like that's just crazy, right? And I love that, and I am grateful for that, and I hope that it keeps going, and all of those things. Um, I think the biggest thing that's interesting to me is that it's probably taken 26 years as a woman um, on television to get to be able to so easily play a part like Maddie, who is flawed and fearful and anxiety ridden and not gorgeous and put together and sort of all those things that like women are supposed to be, right? But is like celebrated for all of her brokenness, and that's really her strength. I think that's an incredible thing. I mean, I got to do an episode of television this season with a female director. The episode was about two females in a basement being terrible to each other, and fighting like hell, but it was full of strength and goodness, and we were celebrated for it. And I don't know that that would have happened. I know for a fact that wouldn't have happened 27 years ago. And so I think that that's been the evolution, is that like I'm not expected to be just that one character anymore, which I think is really beautiful. We've allowed space for that, and I'm on a show where there's predominantly female directors, and it's just wild to like look around and see female crew and camera operators and all those things. So I think the sort of celebration of females in the business is a big change, that I think is really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, not to go too much back in history, but like ultimately, Party of Five, Time of Your Life was kind of like female-centric shows.
Yeah.
And then I just feel like everyone kind of bought into Jennifer Love Hewitt is very attractive, so we're gonna make her the hot girl in every single
Mhm.
thing. And it's really interesting that you just said that about this show because it really kind of is sort of like your chance to play who I would view almost you being kind of in real life, a
Yeah.
person with many layers, and
Yeah.
it's very nice to see this different side of you.
Yeah,
Um,
and it took a long time, I think, to get back to that because of what you said. I think, um, yeah, I got sort of put in a certain category, and that's who I was to people. And by the way, I was allowed to work and act and be in a job that I love, and I have no complaints. But I think it took a long time to kind of get to Maddie. And now that I am Maddie, I think it'd be really hard to just go back the other way. It's been really beautiful. I think I've gotten to do things as Maddie that maybe I didn't even know that I could do. And that was really just, I think the business had to change. I think people's mindsets had to change. I think Tim Minear is a genius. And, he and Ryan Murphy have like really allowed me to do something totally different and trust me and believe that I could do it, even when sometimes I don't. And yeah, it's just been great. It's been really great.
so I kind of want to jump a little bit into something you just mentioned there, Ryan Murphy.
Yeah.
I mean, this man could have his own network at this point with all the
Mhm.
shows that he's done. What makes him so great as a collaborator?
I think he's just willing to, like we were just saying, I don't think he looks at somebody and goes, oh, that's who that person is only, right? Like he's amazing at sort of going, well, maybe this person could be this part or this character, or this show could go this way. Like, I think he just, first of all, I think he's an entertainment lover. And so I think he likes to make good, fun things for people to watch because he really likes entertainment, right? Which there are sometimes people that just don't, and they're,
Yeah.
you're like, why are you in the entertainment industry? You don't even love it. You know what I mean? But he's not that person. Like, I think he really just he loves artists. I think he loves talent. He loves, that kind of stuff. So I think that makes him really good at it. And I think that he is willing to, I mean, even with the movies that he's done, in the sort of like short form, movies that he's done and stuff like that, you see him take people that you would never imagine for certain things and put them in them. And then you go, oh my gosh, why did I never know that that person could do that? It's amazing. So he has this like ability to sort of see people in this different way. And I think that's really cool.
So you act alongside so many different performers in this show.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite scene partner?
Oh my gosh. I mean, no, because they're all very different. Kenny and I have the best time ever. And really for a long time, he was, I mean, other than Oliver, he was like the person that I worked with for a while the most. I do act a lot with myself. Um, wonderful scene partner. When I am doing the phone calls, it's just me, myself, and I. Um, and our script supervisor just, doing drama and crying for no reason. It's hilarious. So that's fun. I have to say that the sneaky like surprise season 7 was when they started putting me and Aisha together. And oh my goodness, my whole heart and world just opened up. I was like, why? We both called him. We were like, why did this take so long? We're in love. And it just became the best. And then when Tracy and Aisha and I and Kenny all got to be in scenes, forget it. But no, I don't have a favorite. I love the relationship between Maddie and Buck. So Oliver and I always have a really good time. Anytime I'm with Angela Bassett, I still pinch myself and don't know like how I got so lucky to just be looking at Angela. So I'm sure she thinks I'm a weirdo because I always find myself staring at her like, oh my God, that's Angela Bassett. And I'm like, stop it. It's been 8 years. But I'm obsessed with her and she's, amazing. But I would say probably like the silliest, like most out of this world time that I get to have on the show is with Aisha and Tracy and Kenny. We're nuts. I think the crew doesn't like it because we don't get work done quickly when we're all together because we're laughing, but it's a bad. I love them so much.
I can actually totally see that.
Yeah.
Just from watching this, I can totally see that's a true statement.
Yes. Yeah.
So your character, I mean, Maddie has been through the ringer, to say the least.
Yeah. Mhm.
To say the least. You know, so many different themes to kind of talk about, to unpack, from trauma to kind of your job that you do. Um, does this ever follow you home at the end of at the end of the day? Do you ever like kind of come home and kind of go like, wow, that was like a rough day on set and this subject matter really kind of impacted me that I kind of need a minute to process?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely, so playing the Big Bear storyline, Doug is played by my real husband,
Yes,
in
yes.
real life. So that was a trip because it was amazing and really fun. But it was like such a giant, like, moment for Maddie that we had like really been waiting for since she came on the show. It's the reason she came on the show, all of those things. But I remember when we were filming, I was like, how am I going to do all this craziness with Brian during the day and then like get in bed and go to sleep at night? Like, what if I roll over and I'm like, Doug? So I remember that moment being really crazy. I think the basement stuff and the phone calls with the kidnapper, those were tough for me. I definitely needed a minute. At the end of the day, I got like physically sort of beat up during the basement stuff, but also emotionally, it was really just like, kind of crazy. But I feel like Maddie, other than like moments, I feel like most of the time I'm with Maddie, I'm actually letting go more than taking in. And I'm really grateful to her for that. And really grateful to Tim and the audience for letting me do that. Because I feel like I'm just able to sort of unpack all the stuff. Like Maddie is all the things that I never want to show people. She's all the things that maybe people don't know about me that I have inside. You know, she's all of the sort of fear, anxiety, darkness, worry, you know, trust issues. She's all the things, right? Like that we don't want to be like, hey, I'm Jennifer. This is some of the stuff I hold inside, you know, that we don't get to do. And Maddie really allows me that place. And so I feel like Maddie has healed me a lot, which maybe is a weird thing to say, but I've been able to heal a lot inside by using her as a safe space for maybe some of the things I don't want to carry around anymore. And it's been really amazing to do that.
This character, I feel like, is so well written, has so many like
Yeah.
character arcs, and like they keep it fresh every season.
Yeah.
And I went back and kind of watched a couple episodes, and I think this season in particular, what's very fascinating about it is that you go from getting kidnapped by a serial killer, having your throat cut, and then you're coming back to work, and then you lose your voice. So I just rewatched that episode again last night,
Yeah.
and you know as a performance, like, how do you go an entire episode and kind of like, really kind of showcase that? Like, I mean, it's such a like you said about strong women, right? Like it's such an interesting thing because we never would have seen this like 10 years ago on television.
No.
And to kind of see someone who works on, calling the hotline, taking the operator position, and then going back out, having this traumatic thing happen, which like could have ended her life, let's just be honest,
Yeah.
and then kind of come back to work. Like, what kind of thoughts go in your head? What kind of nuances? What kind of research did you have to do to kind of portray that in such a realistic fashion?
Well, I think to give it back to the person who really deserves it is Tim. And I think that what I really appreciate about him on this show, and honestly, I think the huge difference in Maddie's longevity on 911 and the audience attaching to her the way that they have, besides the stuff that I bring to it, he has no fear about what the real story is, right? Like when we talked about Maddie doing postpartum, we didn't want to just do like a few days of postpartum. We wanted to do postpartum psychosis and like, you know, what that is and how far that can drive women out there that people don't see or they do see and they're uncomfortable with, you know, and what that means. And he was never afraid to do that. And so because he's not afraid to go there, I'm not afraid to go there, right? And when we talked about the throat slash, we were like, she can't just get a throat slashed and then everything's fine. Like, it's Maddie. We have to, for the audience who loves to see not only the hurt for her, but then the healing process for her, what does that look like? And he was like, I think we have to do some PTSD stuff. And I'm like, great. Yes, I love that. You know, let's do that. And so, you know, I was really pleased with that episode. It is one of the scariest things I've ever done as an actor, and it wasn't crying or anything else. I did text him and I was like, are you sure that I can pull this off? Like, you want me to lose my voice mid scene and then spend the rest of the episode, including a scene with Angela Bassett, saying nothing and somehow get across like 19 different things? And he was like, you can do this. It's going to be great. You got it. I got to go write some more stuff. And I was like, okay. So I went to work that day completely fearful. The one thing that I will say is that from playing Maddie and crying a lot, I have suffered a lot from laryngitis since starting the show. So I was able to pull on that sound and that feeling a lot when I was doing her losing her voice during the call. I was like, oh wait, I must have sense memory here somewhere in my throat that can, like, you know, do this. And so I think that actually helped me. But yeah, it was wild. It was like a wild thing. But I was so happy that we see her like strong enough to get up off that floor and like go and save her husband while her neck is open and bleeding. And then we also see her strong enough to go back to work and know that people need her, and then strong enough to like get through the PTSD of it all and find her voice again. And it was cool because I always considered Amber in the basement sort of like the sea witch from The Little Mermaid. And maybe that's because I have kids, but that's what she really was. She was Ursula. And I think the reason she slashed Maddie's throat was to take her voice. And that's really all Maddie has. I think Maddie, in her relationship with Doug, had no voice. And I think that's what she ran from. She was a victim and she ran from having no voice. And it is not by accident that she ran to a place that would give her a voice, with strangers who would trust her and listen to her, and she would listen to them and have that. And so, the greatest thing that Amber could have done to hurt Maddie was take her voice, and she did. But Maddie's Maddie, and she got it back. And I'm so proud of her for that, and just really loved that Tim, allowed us to do that.
And there was so much nuance in that response. I gotta say,
Sorry.
like there were no. It was no, it's great. No, it was great because like you really kind of connected the dots. Like it's sort of
Yeah.
like your whole character is about the voice.
Yeah,
It's
she
really
is.
that's really what it's about. So
Yeah.
like this the slitting of the throat to try to silence it to connecting that. I mean, that's really an interesting arc in itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, how about crossover episodes? Can we talk a little bit about that? Um,
Sure.
um, this is probably one of the few shows that I've seen do crossover episodes particularly well.
Yeah.
What is it like kind of stepping into these other worlds?
Well, it's really fun. So I don't get to do some of the other stuff where like the 118 gets to go and kind
Yeah.
of do that. But the one crossover moment that I was a part of was my favorite, was The Bachelor. Super excited about that call. Love that franchise. Love that show. Was really excited about that. Brian Safi and I, who plays Josh, we were like literally geeking out and so excited. I tried everything I could to get to go to the mansion and meet Joey and Jesse when they were filming, and I couldn't go because it was late at night and I have kids, and I was like, where's the babysitter? But I loved that. That was really fun. My favorite thing is always trying to figure out like what the next crossover can be, and I have one that I really want for Maddie next season. And we'll see if we can make it happen. But yeah, I think they're real. I just think they're really fun. I think they're fun for the audience. I think it's great when people like dip in and you're like, oh my god, that's my other favorite character from another show. And it's cool because we are in LA. There's bigger chances for for that to happen. And then obviously with the emergency situations, depending on if there's an emergency somewhere else, the 118 can go and help with that, or those people can come and help with something big in LA. And it's fun. It's really fun, and it's cool for the actors to get to intermingle and sort of see what's going on other shows.
You're really gonna tease me like that and not tell me what the show is? Are
I
you really
really,
gonna do that?
I am obsessed with the show High Potential.
Okay. Oh yes, it's very
Okay.
good.
Yeah. And she's always referencing, they're in LA, and she's always referencing Dispatch. And I'm like, she has got to come to the dispatch center, or I have to go to hers. Or I feel like we could do both. Like maybe like one of their episodes could end with her coming to my dispatch center, and then I could enter her next episode. But I just need to work with that show. I just want to be on that show. And I think
That
it would be so
100% can
fun.
happen. It can
Wouldn't that
happen.
be cool? And it's same
Yeah.
family, same Disney, same ABC, same, all that stuff. But I think it would be really fun because her character is so fun. And I just feel like she and Maddie would be just really fun to watch together. But it's also like so seamless because she's constantly referencing Dispatch, but you never see the dispatcher.
There you go.
So
All right,
that's
last
my goal for season 9. We'll see. I'll get back to you on it. We'll
make it
see.
happen. Hey, if
Yes,
anyone could do it, Ryan could do it. Just
that's
have
right.
him call Kaitlin up and be like, "Hey, I know you're an executive producer on this. Let's make
Yes.
this happen."
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna ask him. I'll ask him today.
One last question before we jump over to the fun trivia part of
Yeah.
this. Fans of this show, I really have to give it in. Like, it's so funny because we always talk so much about streaming and cable shows now, and with White Lotus and
Yeah.
Last of Us and Severance and all that stuff. But there's been this resurgence in the last couple of years of broadcast shows, and
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it started with This Is Us, and then went to Abbott. It has your show, 911's in there. Will Trent's kind of in there as well.
Yeah.
Fandom. So they saved this show. I mean, this is kind of a remarkable thing because It was canceled by Fox, then picked
Mhm.
up at ABC, and when it's on now for 3 more seasons, and then God only knows how much longer. I mean, this fan support is like real. Like, I don't know if you gone
Yeah.
down those Reddit boards or
But
whatever.
yeah. Yeah.
So how does it feel being part of something that's so kind of in the cultural zeitgeist?
I mean, they're everything. Look, I think I know on a deep level, having now been a part of television for like 27 years in like such a crazy way, and really only broadcast television. Like I haven't done the streaming thing yet, right? Like I'm a broadcast girl. That's me. And I've been doing it a long time. I know deeply and intimately that without the fans, it doesn't exist, right? The stories can't get better and deeper. The seasons can't tell you more information about who these people are. You can't go do what you love for a living. And it is a unique relationship, unlike film and unlike streaming, which sometimes goes so fast like a movie because people just, binge it and then it's over. The broadcast of it all really is a lifelong friendship that happens where you over and over again, it's almost like a marriage, in like choose to invite someone into your home to be with you every week, and it's very special. And the fans of 911 are amazing. Like they are amazing. I talk to some of them. I answer what I can. I'm watching everything they should know that. I watch all the things. I have been with them for this response from our last episode with Bobby. And I was just as upset. And I have loved how they have vocalized that. And did you see that they took out a billboard in New York, in
Yes.
Times Square? The fans, are they amazing? Like it's really beautiful and it's so fun, and it means so much to us, like to the cast collectively. We talk about it, we see it, it means something to us. We work hard and try to make these characters better every week for them, and we are all very aware that without them we don't get to continue. So we're really grateful. And the switch, Fox was great. The switch to ABC has been incredible, and I think such a needed thing for our show. And the fact that the fans so seamlessly went, okay, great, we're pivoting, we're changing, great, let's do it, is awesome. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the fans. Let me just put it that way. I'm a fan right back.
All right. So for trivia, it's 5 questions. I
Okay.
tried to make them somewhat easy.
Oh
Let's
boy.
let's see if you get this. Ryan Murphy has won this many Emmys. 1, 4, 6, 10.
I mean, I'm gonna say 10.
Nope. 6.
6. I was gonna say 6 next. I'm not good at trivia. Well, you should
It's
win 10. He should win 10.
He's been nominated way more than that. I think it's
That's
like 30 something or
okay, so maybe that's why I
40
thought
times.
10.
Yeah. Angela Bassett was nominated for 2 Oscars. Can you name the 2 films she was nominated for?
Oh my God. No, I'm the worst. Wait. Uh, I mean, Black Panther.
Yep.
And what's love got to do with it?
You got it.
Oh, thank God. I can talk to Angela again tomorrow. Thank God. Okay. Oh my God, that took too long. What's happening in my brain? I'm old. Okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That's why I do this. It's a lot of fun watching everybody's reaction.
Did it? Okay.
All right. Peter Krause starred in this 2010 TV series that was loosely based on the 1989 Ron Howard film of the same name.
Parenthood.
Yes.
Okay.
Your Heartbreakers co-star Sigourney Weaver starred in this 1999 film that was a parody of Star Trek.
Oh God, what was it called? Oh. Hmm.
Tim
I-
Allen's in it. Tim Allen's in it too.
Why did I want to say Spaceballs? That is not the movie. Oh my God, what's the movie called? I'm out. My career is over. Goodbye, everybody. It's been real. Thanks.
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest. Spaceballs? Really? Where did
Listen,
that come
it's a
from?
great. Hey, listen, it's
a
a
great
Star
movie.
Wars. It's a Star Wars parody, so you still get credit for that. It's
I
a
get a
good.
half a point. I'm checking myself. Oh my God, Spaceballs with Sigourney Weaver. No. Okay. Somebody's taking my SAG card. I feel it. Okay.
All right. Freddie Prinze Jr. played William Shatner's son on what hit ABC series?
What? He played William Shatner's son on a
Yes.
TV series?
Yes. It ran for 5 seasons. It
What?
also starred James Spader.
Spaceballs? I don't know. God, I'm the worst.
Oh God, this is
Do you
the
want me to
best.
just cry or something and do a fake 911 call? Like, this is the worst. I suck at trivia. Oh my
911, what's your
God.
emergency? Scott Menzel's making me do trivia.
I'm the emergency. Help.
It's called Boston Legal.
Oh, okay. Yep. Sorry. Sorry. Okay.
All
Well,
right, last question.
thank God.
Oh, no, no, no. This is not a trivia question. This is
Oh,
not a
okay,
trivia
great.
question. This
Oh,
is
then I
actually
can
just
do
a
this.
question. This is actually a question for you to
I'm like
earn back your
sweating.
set.
The trivia made me sweat. Sweating. Sweaty trivia with JLH. That's what it was. Okay. All right.
Don't, you can pitch that to a network. I swear to God, you can.
Yes.
Someone
Yes.
will buy it too. Let's get Lifetime on the phone right now.
Okay.
Or Hallmark. Hallmark probably would
Oh,
get that.
okay, great. Sweaty
Hallmark would do
trivia with
that.
JLH coming
Yeah.
this fall. Here we go.
Um, so I'm sure you do. I know in between watching a lot of kids shows on television, because I'm sure, and watching Nightmare Before Christmas on repeat, as I
Yes.
learned earlier in the beginning of this interview. Um, what performance or which series do you think deserves to have awards buzz but doesn't?
911. For
You're
sure.
gonna,
I really
yeah.
do. I really do because it's an I mean, it's unbelievable. Like the things that happen on that show. Like 911 is one of those shows that like even if I wasn't a part of it, it would be my show. Like it's unreal. And I feel like um the amount of balance and care that is taken between humanity and popcorn moments of like things exploding and animals coming out of whatever, like the comedy and the drama and all of that stuff. And then I will say that every actor on 911 literally bears their heart. Like they just it's awe inspiring to me that that like Angela and Aisha and Peter and Kenny and all of our, like, these people are not recognized for what they do weekly on this show. I mean, I know I sit and watch it and I'm like in awe of them and I work with them all the time. So yeah, I would say 911. Is that bad to say? Because I'm on that
No.
show. Let's pretend I'm not on it. But but that's what I would say. Because I just think, I think sometimes those types of shows like procedurals and stuff like that aren't seen in that light the same way because they're not sort of like critics choice things and that sort of stuff. But to pull off those shows, what it takes to pull off those shows emotionally in the writers room for the crew, and to tell those stories in a really balanced way for 8 years is it's a pretty cool thing. And I hope that some of my counterparts get recognized at some point because I think they're tremendous.
I wish we lived in a time where like the fan shows would actually get more love. I mean, we even see that even in streaming,
Yeah.
if you think about it, right? Like,
Yes, streaming maybe is a little bit better that way, I think.
but not really, because like it's
Um,
like most like the Disney like if you look at the Marvel shows or the DC shows too,
mm,
like ones that were really kind of like strong and had a huge fan base before them, like they never got nominated for Emmys either.
yeah,
It's a very we I've still been trying to crack the Emmy code as to what exactly how things get nominated. Like, because everything's kind of campaigned the same. I guess it's just like the repetition of like seeing it. So like HBO throws all the money into White Lotus, but
right.
like, but it's just like I feel like 911 is like everywhere, especially like on like we said on like Twitter and social media and all
Yeah.
over the place. But it's very weird. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't either. Um, but I hope maybe in season 9 or 10 that will change. You know, for some of the people, especially like the work that Peter just did on the show is extra. I mean, all the work he's
Yes.
done on the show is extraordinary, but the work that he just did is extraordinary. When you go back and you watch, you know, some of the things that Kenny and Aisha have done on this show, it's wild, you know. And then you have Angela Bassett. I mean, she should win everything. She should just win something for waking up in the morning. I love her. So it's a, you know, it's extraordinary. And I do hate it for people like Tim and, you know, people on the show, because I know how hard they work. And I do think it's hard to do those types of shows. And yeah, I'm gonna make up my own little tiny I'm gonna call them Jemmies. Jennifer Emmys, and I'm gonna hand them out to all of my cast. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna order them, and then I'm gonna go, you know, I'm gonna go pitch a sweat show with trivia in it. Did you see the trivia? Made my ears red.
Are you serious?
It got me so nervous. Oh my
Oh my
god.
God. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. You could have
No,
told me
I
no.
loved it. I loved it. I don't ever want to do it again, but I loved it.
Okay. Okay. Um, how come SAG, like this should be go for SAG ensemble, because I feel like it's a true
Yeah.
ensemble show.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It just doesn't have that kind of, it's interesting. I don't know. It just doesn't get recognized or kind of in that buzz. And I don't know why.
Isn't it weird that you're probably gonna win an award for the I Know What You Did Last Summer remake from like some kind of horror like site, and like you're literally pouring your heart and soul into this
Yeah.
this performance.
I'll be like, thank you. Screaming was
Yeah,
awesome. Meanwhile, Maddie's in a basement somewhere, still fighting for her life with her throat shut. Yeah, it's wild.
yeah, I was just thinking about
It's
that. Like, there's gonna
wild.
be like Fangoria or somebody's gonna come along and giving you like an award for that. So just be
God.
prepared.
But you know
You're gonna
what? I've
remember
gone 36 years without winning the Razzies. So that I'm really proud of.
that. Hey,
You know?
that's no small feat. I
I
mean,
mean,
like some of the
if it
biggest
came to
names.
me, I would take it. But
Listen,
um
Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix like got one for like, which is completely uncalled for, by the way,
yeah.
for Joker. But like,
Yeah.
I'm like just thinking about that, like it's like craziness,
Yeah.
craziness.
But
So
maybe the reward for procedurals and for shows like 911 is being on TV for 9 years, right? Like maybe that is just, maybe that's what's more important and not the buzz and the, you know, whatever. So we'll take it. But it is really funny now that you said that, because I probably will be like screaming, woo!
yeah, I think
Meanwhile,
so too.
soul bleeding in the dispatch center.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It
You're
was
so
joy.
fun. This was a
Oh,
blast.
listen, I had a great time too, and it's just I always love doing interviews with people who I admire and who I look up to.
Thank you.
Do you have time for one more question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it
So
trivia? If it's
no,
trivia, no.
it's about this.
Okay, yeah.
Are you gonna sing again?
I don't know. I don't know. I'd really like to. Here's the thing. Singing for me was always my deepest love and my medicine. Like that's what I wanted to do. Acting was never the thing. It was always singing. And then the acting kind of found me, and then it just sort of like took over my whole heart. Um, and so the singing for me is something that like I just always want to love it. And sometimes when you make something your job so much, and the music industry is, if you can believe it, even more complicated than like Hollywood, in such a crazy way, that I just don't, I don't know. I feel like if I could do it and people would take it seriously and love it as much as I love it, then I would do it all day. But I felt like at the time that I did it, it was hard for people to switch back and forth between like, you know, acting and the singing, and like who was I and what did that mean, and you know, all of that stuff. And so I just didn't continue it. Um, but I'd like to come back at some point. I mean, my dream is to get to do something musical where I can act and sing, which would be such a dream and so great. So I'm hoping that
That's
that will come
crazy.
up
You
at some
haven't been
point.
on the stage yet, right?
No, mm-mm,
Wow, that
no.
is nuts. Now that I'm thinking about it, because you're right.
Yeah, I'd love to do, you know, either a musical or a film, you know, or play somebody that was musical. Something like that would be so amazing.
Have Ryan Murphy write it. That's it. See, we're just
Right?
gonna give. I'm gonna just say Scott Menzel gave you a list, and here's
Right.
what the list is. Because I mean, obviously you did Glee, which was like amazing. But I was also, when you were talking, just to be honest with you, I was thinking about Mandy Moore.
Mhm.
You know, because like Mandy Moore kind of had that same thing where she was going
Yeah.
back and forth between like the acting and the singing and whatnot. And then she luckily got on This Is Us, right? Where she was able to kind of do the crossover
Yeah.
of both. But I would really love to kind of see you do something else in that realm
Thank
because
you. Thank
I do
you.
miss it. And
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I think it'll find me and it'll be a good fit. And then it'll feel maybe more like that This Is Us moment, where it kind of just like seamlessly is a thing, without a lot of explanation and forced whatever. And it'll come back that way. But I do miss it. I do sing all the time, even though it makes my family crazy because they're always like, okay, stop. But I do love it.
thank you so very much. This
Thank
was a
you
ton
so
of
much.
fun.
Thank you.
We'll talk soon. Take care.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.